Hello, I'm Edward Chip off the old block Frizzell, and I'm joined by...
Simon Doge Meme Jeffrey.
It's a good name. Okay, so today we are watching The Getaway Driver, which, as it stands, as we are recording this right now, is the newest film we've ever done.
Oh, look at that moon speeding away.
Wow. I remember to keep this quiet. So, yeah, this is the first time we've ever done one of these. I think that these... incarnation of video commentaries when the film is actually new and we can remember most things about it.
All the others have been part of the legacy collection.
Years old, decades old. So, The Getaway Driver, let's think back to when we came up. I think we were hanging out over Christmas. I'd moved back to my parents before moving to the house.
2015.
Yeah. And we were both throwing ideas about, weren't we? Talking about ideas, and then we kind of settled on this nugget of an idea that a getaway driver, that everything goes wrong for them.
Yeah, it'd been a while since the last thing was Hitman at Christmas, and that even then was a couple of years previously. And I remember the original plan was to do this in a very similar way, which was, filmed in that period between Christmas and New Year, like a very quick shoot, and it was written quickly to be ready for them. But then I think we quickly realised that it required more props and costume and to order. We could have done maybe a version then, but it wouldn't have been this version.
Yeah, and I think naturally, as we are currently experiencing, that gap between Christmas and New Year, you kind of think, that's a whole load of bonus free time that I can do whatever I want. And you kind of end up thinking, I kind of don't want to do anything during there. It's kind of like
sort of a time of year where you can do absolutely nothing guilt-free.
So it kind of sat on the back burner for a little bit, didn't it? And then we had the fortunate nature that you moved back.
Yeah,
back to Bedfordshire, and that kind of made filming of it a lot easier. Because originally we were going to have someone called Max Pollard playing the lead, which had one issue, that he couldn't drive.
Yeah, but you look at how it is now. If I couldn't have driven, we could have probably still got around it somehow. But there's one or two shots where I am driving in it. But
yeah, I think the thought process was, look, it's actually been a long time since we made a film. We need to just get on and do it.
Yes.
And make that experience as easy as possible.
This was very much, and time will tell if this actually happened, but the way we are currently thinking was this is our way back into it after a while, and hopefully our next film will follow in less time than the last one.
I genuinely believe that it will.
Yes. Well, we've come to a time now where we've both finished rather major projects that were lingering on for a long time. And it's a case of we've almost completely cleared the backlog of things to distract us and things to mean that we can't move on.
I think what helped as well in pushing to get it done was that Mark Shepherd, the producer, all of a sudden he was very geared up and said, well, we need to make another film, let's do it. And I
we're
think
going to talking for a long time.
that pushed us to be like, well, actually we do have a film that we could make. Sorry, just laughing at that bit there when Nick goes over the ramp.
That wasn't written that way. It was a happenstance of the location. We were like, how can Nick get from there to there? Originally, we were just going to cheat it so he starts to move and then
he's just over it.
He's
and
gone. And we're like, we'll just leave it on the wide.
And this as well was a happy accident where a bit of the map gets caught and Carl.
Well, part of the map was left in the car. It sort of fell off, so I just thought, I don't want the car, and I posted it out. And then Carl just, I pitched it, and Carl caught it.
In character. I mean,
there's no cuts there or shortening.
Didn't tell Carl to do that, so very well done.
Speaking of Carl, I mean, obviously...
The great return for the man.
Yes, and, plays the part brilliantly, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, we hadn't seen him since Gatto, I don't think, so I was happy to have him back. I remember filming this. This took probably way too long than it should have done.
Well,
kept getting loads of different shots because we couldn't.
I was always afraid it would end up getting dropped because it's so easy to. It would have been so easy not to do it.
Yeah.
You didn't need it, but I wanted it. So I was glad that we did.
And this decision here, I remember when we were coming up with the story, thinking of the two most grotesque things, and those are two things that I had the previous day. lemon curd on toast and
Not together.
and a hot dog.
The shot of it
at
being
lunch.
dunked into the curd was several months later, like 4 or 5 months afterwards, with the same hot dogs that had been in my fridge.
Just hearing that makes me feel ill.
I went to get them out of the jar and it just disintegrated between my fingers. I was retching that whole time. It stank my car out, it stank my costume out.
You might have noticed Kirsty Weeks there, who was going to play a charity collector in the same vein that Katie Forrester does in Hitman at Christmas.
Yeah, we were going to create this kind of shared universe.
But the way the filming day came about.
Because you are in fact wearing exactly the same costume.
Yeah.
as
Hoyt. Are we saying Reggie and Hoyt are one and the same?
Maybe. I do like the costumes in this.
Yeah, I think all of them are nailed perfectly, including Nick's England shirt.
Nick's is brilliant. It's like slightly chavvy, and also you completely buy him as the kind of the nephew of Mark. Like he's there because they needed someone else.
I remember before shooting the scenes in the garage thinking that it looked very clean, and I didn't know if that was going to actually be right for this. But I think the grading that we finally applied really helped it.
It was quite brightly lit, and I remember right from the start thinking we're going to probably bring this in a bit and create some shade. And Nick looks really like tanned in that shot, like orange.
You did a lot of thinking about Feet's character, didn't you? I remember you describing Feet as someone who was itching to get his shoes off as soon as they'd gone on.
I came up with this backstory basically to tell Nick to try and justify it about how he grew up with his grandmother who used to tighten his shoes too tightly, and he used to hate wearing shoes. And so I said his overriding motivation throughout the scenes in the car, for instance, where he's wearing shoes, would be all you can think about is how you don't want to be wearing your shoes. I don't know if any of that was needed or came across, but
fun fact here: this was the second time I'd got Lauren to play a police officer.
Play the same part.
And this is all part of the shared universe.
I still maintain that the police officer, the two police officers in this and in Are the Sprouts Organic, are in fact Alicia and Susan.
Oh, from
the Big Rivalry.
The Big Rivalry. Oh, that's a good.
They just
thought.
joined the.
Yeah, they got tired working for private detectives. I buy that. I think that's what it is.
So we're moving on at a heck of a pace here, but it's sort of one set piece after another, and we were saying we both sort of forgot what was next when we went. When we watched it.
The preview of it, we were both like, "Oh God, yeah!"
That cut really works with Michelle in the back.
So Michelle, this was her first film. Who said when she was driving over for it, said that she really thought she'd made a mistake in saying she would do it.
Does she still think that?
No, she doesn't. She actually had a really good time.
Well, she was really good.
And she was very impressive.
And she's since appeared in Agents of Destruction as well.
Yes.
So she's a part of that legacy.
Yes.
And all future films.
I like, you can see the glasses case on the seat, which
was a mistake.
Which originally we thought was a mistake.
I didn't realise that you could see that far down.
But now I think they're Dix's glasses case. Because he takes them off.
And he's just been sat in his case the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, they moved now. That's why he's so tight.
Oh, they gone?
Yeah.
They came off the seat when he put his brakes on.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
When you realise that mistake now, I could have probably fixed it.
So this shot here, Simon.
Yes, Edward. It's not nearly as dangerous as it looks. It's to do with the compacting of spatial
lenses. Yeah. Different lenses.
I wasn't anywhere near as close to that car that was approaching. I think I wasn't wearing my glasses while I was driving, so I might have been. But
the person lying down playing Nick there is actually calm.
You didn't find this very interesting, very fun to film that part, did you? Because essentially, to get that view of you all getting arrested from the car's perspective meant I drove off down the road with Kirsty, who was filming, and you had no camera crew around you to suggest that it was for a film.
That's right, yeah.
So you just
I
looked
just looked like I was being busted.
And it took several passes to get it because it was quite a difficult move.
That's like the end.
Yeah, a nice little condensed short, which was always the intention, was to create something in the sort of on the 10-minute mark kind of.
I think a lot of production went into it though.
Definitely.
Which is easy to forget.
Put a lot of effort into costumes and getting the right props, and each character has a unique look and stuff. So.
But yeah, well, thank you for watching, and
hopefully that's the first of many more to include this horrendous logo.
Oh wow, that really wakes you up at the end, doesn't it?
And the lovely new,
of course,
rendering of the moon.
Oh, beautiful.
Milo. Someone said the
Thank you
other
very
day,
much.
I saw your Milo entertainment.
Oh, who was that person?
Taylor.